no name, but we're still shooting the shit for a bit.
Gotcha.
I don't care. I just want to hit the
Shit,
live
bullshit.
button so it's over. Hi, internet. But
Yeah.
I bought a backpack, and it looks
Good quality backpack.
Yes. I bought. Where is it? That's not the backpack. King Kong Conquer. I will share with you guys, and I guess I will. So here's the link. Where is it? Where did I put it? There it is. And now I can finally ride my bike to the gym and carry it. And well, okay, I don't have it yet. I'll get it this week or something. But
Okay, are we live?
we are live.
Yes, we are. Ooh,
Okay,
that's a good.
now I can get us
that's
cancelled.
That's a pricey bougie backpack. That's nice.
It is.
Hey, let's hear the spiel, Dracus. Let's go.
What racism is about to
So-
leave his mouth?
Millions must go. Aim high, vote low.
All right, what's going on, Dracus?
The Human Rights Act of 1998 was instated. It was drafted in 1998 and it was put into force in 2000. While Blair, sorry, I'm a bit, the heat's getting to me. While Blair was in number 10 Downing Street. The Human Rights Act of 1998 forced us to comply with all aspects of the European Court of Human Rights. We are not allowed to contravene the European Convention on Human Rights because of this act.
Yeah, why would you have sovereignty over your own country? Just outsource that.
Yep.
You're not a good European citizen, Dracus.
We're not even part of the European Union anymore.
I know.
We still have to abide by this.
That's so dumb.
What even was Brexit? You know, what even that? You have to, yeah. Don't even. You know, either you stay or you go. You don't do this half-ass thing. Also, I saw this graphic. Apparently, Britain in the past few years has been making more arrests based on online activity than China. Just full stop.
I will read
and
you.
You know how many times
Yes.
bigger China is than Britain population-wise, but Britain has sheer numbers more.
Well, there's two reasons for
crimes, online crimes.
There's two reasons for that. Number one, I don't know that their actual arrests. But number two, the Chinese have been living under such a regime for far longer. So there's a lot fewer people who are probably willing to step out of line, as it were, in that way.
Yeah. As I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how I said that we can't contravene the Convention on Human Rights, the European Convention on Human Rights, because of the Human Rights Act of 1998 that Blair instated.
I do.
Protocol 4 of the European Convention on Human Rights: civil imprisonment, free movement, expulsion. Article 1 prohibits the imprisonment of people for the inability to fulfill a contract. That's okay, whatever, who cares? Not important for this discussion. Article 2 provides for a right to freely move within a country once lawfully there, and for a right to freely leave any country. Article 3 prohibits the expulsion of nationals and provides for the right of an individual to enter a country of their nationality. Article 3 prohibits the collective expulsion of foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not
What
going to
was
join?
your so? Sorry, what was the problem with that?
Well, it means they can't
They
deport
can't
illegal
fix their
immigrants.
own.
Right. I guess they use the term national very loosely.
Yep.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
But that fucked our country up.
He sure did.
Yeah, Tony Blair's terrible.
I thought Blair was I know the word conservative in Britain does not mean the same thing. Conservative
No,
just
no, no.
means
Tony
like
Blair was heavy labor.
He was a labor guy.
really? Really?
Yes.
Tony Blair was. Yeah.
I've had this guy wrong all this time. Maybe I think I got it. Maybe I thought he was conservative because I thought like he had a great relationship with Bush. And that's probably what got me thinking he has similar politics. But no, I guess not. Yeah, labor, new labor. So
people
super left wing, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently now, okay. I will say this is because this is based on some random thing Sargon said years and years ago when I still had some interest in what he had to say. But he was saying that apparently Tony Blair has been spending the rest of his life after leaving office trying to reverse Blairism. Because it was so
Hey.
bad.
I guess the reaction to that is either too little too late or, well, at least he got around back to it in the end. It's so interesting because Blair strongly supported Bush's foreign policy, especially after the 2001 happened and all the war on terror. Like Blair was like,
he wasn't Jeremy Corbyn. He was Tony Blair.
wait, what does that mean?
Jeremy Corbyn is your.
Jeremy Corbyn is a hyper communist.
He's a hyper communist.
He is basically, yes, he is basically our incarnation of Lenin.
More or less.
Wow. So Blair was a little bit more moderate, just a bit more, I guess.
Blair was maybe about as moderate as Keir Starmer might be today.
Yeah, we don't like Starmer.
At least that's my understanding, Dracus. You're free to correct me on that, but like they're kind of from the same branch of.
Blair is as moderate as like Keir Starmer is basically mini Blair because Blair basically formed the background radiation of the entirety of this century for.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So
okay,
anything that is moderate is probably a scion of Blair.
Yeah, so basically, it's the impression I always had was that they were similar to how the Democrat Party has two factions. The Labor Party kind of had two factions, where one was the full hyper-communist section, the Corbynites, and then there was the slightly more moderate ones of the Blairites.
You don't even. I want to say Restore is the only actual right-wing party in Britain.
Am
I wrong in that, Dracus? Am I wrong in that?
Reform is probably like very, very, very center-right. The Conservatives at this point are basically gutted.
Not Reform, I meant Restore.
Centrists.
I meant Restore. That's on me.
Yeah, I know. Restore are the actual like hard right party. Reform are very, very, very center right.
They
like to the
Which
point where
are-
they might as well be center at this point.
and are
The Conservatives are gutted, but they're basically center. Like Conservatives and Reform are basically the same party because of how many Conservatives moved to Reform.
Mhm.
And Labour is like essentially the Conservatives, but or Reform, but on the left wing. And the Greens are retarded.
Are the Liberal Democrats still a thing, or whatever they're called?
Party.
Sorry, you cut out. What'd you say?
The Liberal Democrats are effectively the regular left-wing party.
Okay. I thought they were further
Not
right
communist.
than Labor,
Yeah.
or further left than Labor.
No. Well, it depends on again what part of Labour you're talking about. If it's like the Corbynites, then they're further right wing than the Corbynites, but they're kind of in the middle of the Corbynites and the Blairites.
Okay. Well, that's kind of what I thought. Because even though Corbyn had a major role, I still viewed the Labor Party as technically not a communist party yet. Like
With
kind of like
how Labor
like how
has
the
been
Democrats
running
are
things.
technically not socialists in America, regardless of how many socialists they're gradually electing to every single state that they control.
the
Yeah.
the DSA is the long march through the institutions worked, and now we have to push them back.
Don't worry,
That's-
I heard a very
that's-
reliable. I've been
don't wanna get
very
into that right
reliably
now.
informed that they're not that big of a problem.
Like
We all know that they
I do not think it scales well outside of New York City at all. Outside of LA and New York, like any state that wants to win against the Republicans, they're going to have to say, "Hey, guys, this is you can't
It scales in
keep going.
every
We're just going to lose."
metropolitan area and everywhere where there is like a substantial portion of like printed elites.
I mean, but at the same time, all the red states are gaining population. All the blue cities are going down. Well, not all of them, but like the trend is going down. California is losing electoral votes. Texas is gaining 4. Florida is gaining 1. Maybe actually a few. Like Georgia might gain another one. Like demographically speaking, I don't like. There's a larger trend of
You're not
red states gaining.
You're not wrong. So the question is whether the people moving from
Hot take. We need to do.
The-
Sorry, go ahead. I'll let you finish first.
is that going to matter? Are those people going to vote the same way? In which case,
I guess we'll see. Like if DSA, if the actual socialists, the open socialists gain significant seatage within the
Here's what I'll
Democrats,
say.
then we'll start worrying.
There are two possible.
there are going to be
There are two possible cases
Okay.
on that argument. Case one, it's basically conservatives leaving leftist cities, left-wing cities and stuff. In which case, they won't vote. They won't vote the same, quote unquote, that the left-wing states will. It will further entrench the left wing in those states, which will make them all worse. But those other right-wing states will just have a stronger conservative base and will probably get better, frankly. And then the second case is that they're all left-wingers. In which case those left-wing states are now less left-wing and the right-wing states are now more left-wing. So ultimately it depends how that'll flip the balance really depends on how big these populations are and how far left-wing the population is that's moving. And I do not think, I will say, that even if they are on the left, like Democrat voters, I don't think they're quite the people who got Mamdani elected and whoever else was, whoever that lady is that's now going for a congressional seat that everyone's yelling about.
Yeah, I do think there's a bubble around New York. Um, even within New York State, I don't think anyone relates to what's going on in the city.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the city's population is enough to control the state. Same with Illinois.
True.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What's going to happen is those cities are going to collapse slowly. They already are. People are moving out of it, and at some point they're going to have to either vote differently or they're just going to keep falling apart, and the city's going to get decay and get worse. It's going to get more expensive. No one's going to want to live there. That's just what's going to happen. I don't know what that's going to mean for the short or long term in terms of what parties gain power and lose power, because it really kind of depends on how they're voting, like you said, Walls. But it's just kind of what it is.
Oh, Dracus,
you see,
don't link me, Dev, please.
No, I'm not linking
What-
you,
what
Dev.
did you send you?
necessarily. I'm linking everyone, Dev.
what did he send?
He sent the Democratic.
It's a dev video.
Or dangerous video. I saw he uploaded that. I didn't watch it yet. Probably won't.
At the very least, yeah. At the very least, Dev
Right.
is taking a stand against the far left.
No, he's not. I'm
He
sorry.
always has.
he is.
He's not?
He is. But
Okay.
he's not really. I'm sorry.
He
He
understands.
will
the
stand
danger
with
of the
them to
far
defeat the
left.
right. Yeah.
He's doing the same thing Destiny does. He's against the far radical left because they're unpopular and they lose votes. I'm sorry, that's the reason he's against
Well, I'd suggest you watch the video.
I'm sure he's against it to
Yeah.
some degree, like ideologically as well. He is. I know this. I'm not saying he's like in favor of them, but I'm saying it's kind
Yeah,
of half-hearted.
If
Well,
I'm
I'd suggest you
ruling a
watch the video.
judgment,
Okay, I'll watch the video.
that's I think an entirely fair assertion by Dracus. If we're going to be going along that route, then we should watch the video.
That's fair. You're not wrong.
The amount of people who just criticize for not having done we have all lampooned people for doing that same thing. I don't have the will in me to do it right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
I would turn on my camera and give you a thumbs up, but I am currently half naked because of the heat wave, so I'm not going to.
Fair enough.
That's probably wise. I'll just say this. If the socialists gain a foothold and they get outsized
Out
power,
of curiosity, what's the
I
temperature?
think the reaction to them is going to be 10 times like whatever reaction we had to Biden and Kamala, right? Like just a kind of allergic reaction. Oh, like that's bad enough that Trump got the popular vote. I feel like the socialists, because I just where I live, like physically, geographically where I live, anywhere outside of the big cities, people are just going to despise this. They're gonna turn out. Like, the socialists are actually gaining power? No way, and they're gonna vote. So I feel like if there might be like a swing blue and then an immediate swing back, they're just going to be so unpopular once they're in power.
Wait, Dracus, what's the temperature
You know?
where you're at?
So I don't.
It's currently 27 now.
Okay.
What's that? What is that
It's
in real
currently
degrees?
6 o'clock.
That's I
27.
actually do like no, it's 80. It'd be about like maybe 85.
That is
actually, I'll
27
balmy.
real degrees.
convert it.
Yeah, that
I'll
is
use a
balmy.
converter
That's
instead
great.
of that.
I think it's
That-
90 plus right now.
In the US, that's considered good weather.
In the US, you are in great hands. That means you are outside enjoying the breeze.
What, 90s?
Right now we're at
Versus,
least
like,
I think
hot-
in
hot
Celsius, I
weather
think
in-
right now we're at least 33 and it's humid. And that's a normal
Hot
Yeah,
summer
exactly.
day.
It was 33 at noon, because currently it's now 6
Oh,
o'clock.
right, it's night. Right.
Dude, it's been 38 around these parts.
38? Oh, 100 plus.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And
Yeah, real.
that's just kind of standard.
It was pretty freaking hot when I was in laws there.
I wonder how much of this is just the historical architecture of London and how it's designed to trap heat for the cold winters.
Do you
Working
have
against
do
you
you have
against
AC? Dracus, do you have AC?
Well, clearly
No.
not.
I will actually send you another video of Devs. Because he did one.
Well, where do you fall on this whole AC drama? Or like, you know,
We should have
you probably
AC.
heard about the. Okay, all right. That's
You
based.
should have AC and you should have like non-Chinese nuclear power.
Yes.
That would also be super based.
The stance is obvious. But
It's within
of course,
England's ability to do too. They have been. It's the insane
our
regulation.
government despises us.
Okay,
All
you
our
live
politicians
there.
Despise us.
You've probably heard your friends or people around you talk about this whole debate between America and Europe, AC, no AC. What is their strongest argument for why they should not adopt AC and become more American?
Or even just adopt AC. We don't even have to like let.
There are two arguments.
I love America, but let England be
The
England.
environment. Two,
Right?
America bad.
That's it.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. So nothing I've not heard before.
It's aside from the energy cost, is there any real environmental like fallout from AC aside from like? Because I
Depends
know
on which kind of AC you use.
yeah, there was like an older version that had a huge negative impact, but like that's been widely phased out.
Yeah. Like Freon, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, it's just as far as I can tell, it's just energy cost, which you could a lot of the new generation nuclear plants you could actually end up being like use some of the excess energy to suck carbon out and end up being carbon negative. So I don't even know what the fuck you're
Hmm.
It's I feel for you guys, and I wish you all the best. Because we inherited a lot of culture that I think, like common law, that served us well. And
Yeah. Hey, at least you guys destroy us at football every year. So you guys have that.
As much trash talk as gets going, I want across the pond to be our allies again, and I want them to prosper.
I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
The UK needs to remember who they used to be and have some pride in the success that was the UK up until the past couple decades. You know, it's like, please remember, right? You had, even in the 20th century, Monty Python, just like everything. You guys have had like Led Zeppelin is still one of my favorite bands ever.
They were a cultural powerhouse. They were an industrial powerhouse. They were a military powerhouse. Oh, even if they can't like full rebuild to like the scope of the American military, I think that is somewhat of a pipe dream. They can one, do better, and two, specialize.
Yeah. This is probably a deeper question than anyone can answer, but like, where does like Britain has been known for like self-deprecating humor, black gallows humor, right? And you know, compared to the American, which has always been like uplifting or positive outlook or hopeful. Like, just compare The Office UK versus The Office America, our adaptation, right? They turned Ricky Gervais's bumbling idiot self-serving character into Michael Scott, who has his flaws, but everyone wants to root for him, right? Like that kind of thing. Where does that come from, and why? I feel like it's actively a drag on British culture. Like, it's self-deprecating and self-effacing to the degree that I think you guys are kind of shooting yourselves in the foot. Both domestically and as you present yourselves internationally. So like, my question to Drac is like, where does that come from? You know, like, and why is it that way?
I will push back on that.
You're talking about like the British tendency to self-deprecate.
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
Like you do that enough. I feel like you do that enough, and it really sinks into your soul, and then your politics comes out like this, where you're ashamed of everything. You can't even hate each other online. Like, come on, right?
I think it's
Yeah,
probably
where's that come from?
because it's essentially, well, part of my theory is that it's essentially a the end result of well, I won't necessarily say end result, but a stage in the evolution of the British guild-based culture.
Guilt from what? The empire that you guys used to have, where you were genuinely there was genuine
not
oppression.
guilt, not guilt from
Hmm.
anything, just guilt as a foundation.
And why don't we have that? Like our culture is completely an offshoot of England, right? At least starting out. And how are we so different?
Probably because you were built upon a foundation of pride in your conquest of the American continent.
So you think the British had that way back in the day? Like when the first Normans came or something? I don't know. Like maybe there was like a brain, like you talk about the brain drain, maybe there was like a heart drain, a courage drain. All the adventurous British people went to the colonies. I don't know. That's
I
probably too
don't.
much.
That's a possibility.
I don't think that's the case. I think, um, sorry, I'm reading Stuck's thing. Okay. Here's my Yankee take on British culture. I think much of England was subject to a lot of what Western universities were targeted to in terms of infiltration of major institutions. I think that the empire they had become unsustainable, largely as a result of the resources required to fight 2 consecutive world wars. And so it's both the loss of stature as they had to wind that down, in addition to a very active and very proficient, let's give the Soviets their due, they were great at tradecraft and propaganda. Doing the same infiltration that they did with the French academies and using that to like get Derrida into the Princeton English departments and use that as a foothold. The same thing took place in England, to where you have to have a sort of hatred. Here's where I'll put back. The historical self-effacement, I think, is not just a it's somewhat of, I think that actually takes to the British credit. It lets them have pride without arrogance and serves as a check on tyranny. Historically, lately it's been co-opted, as everything else was, by a culture that has been propagandized into accepting any amount of guilt for sins that its forefathers may have committed, and even those have been widely exaggerated.
Yeah. I mean, look at Canada.
No, I'd rather not.
Canada, culture-wise, Canada is much closer to Britain. Yeah.
Exactly. Canada is much closer to Britain than it is to America.
There was it's called.
And look what
called the
they're up to.
American-
They're all about the graves and the land acknowledgements and the
It gets called the
and
American.
that is fundamentally
I would argue that's more of a
because of
social,
guilt.
socio-political similarity than a cultural similarity, because I do feel like Canadians are more like Americans in a lot of the way they, you know, generally act, their kinds of humor.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe I'm the weirdo. Maybe I'm wrong, but that just seems. I don't feel.
for example, what about the example of like the general stereotype of Canadians not being able to stop apologizing for things?
I feel like that's not as true
That's not
now
really
as
something you
before.
get out of Americans.
Well, I think
I think being an American, I feel like Canadians really are incentivized not to apologize to Americans, especially in the last few years. So I'm not getting that
Yeah,
from
but I mean
them.
that's specifically to America, and I'm more
Right.
referring
I-
to
I
like
th-
regular everyday things.
I think it also has to take into account the something called the it gets called the American civic religion, but the amount of national pride that had to be drilled into the culture historically to have something unifying, particularly during the era of the Cold War, where we got like the Pledge of
Because
Allegiance
America
in
is 50
schools.
states.
Yeah, so we had to have that overarching American pride. Like if you look at Americans, it's not that we don't have self-effacing humor. We do.
Mm-hmm.
We acknowledge our faults, and then we turn it into a rallying cry almost. Do you know? I walked around DC on July 4th. Do you know how many T-shirts I saw with "What the fuck is a kilometer" on it? 3, but still.
I love that phrase.
That's such a good one.
Yeah, we don't adopt this that
Well, I do think
not-
that the American pride thing, at least this is something that Sitch and Adam, or I think Sitch specifically, said was true. According to him, at least, the American pride thing goes at least to right after the Civil War, because they were trying to generate pride in America to keep it together after they just fought a bloody Civil War.
It probably does. We could debate on.
I'm sure it
I would need to read
got bigger at a
material
few
on how
other.
far it goes back further.
Yeah, I'm sure it got bigger multiple times, like during the Cold War, for instance. Obviously, I'm certain of that, but I think that was like apparently the first major push to make American pride rather than Virginian pride or whatever a thing. But then again, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Virginia has a lot to be proud of. They do a lot of good things.
I'm not saying they should. I wasn't saying that there shouldn't be Virginia pride. I'm just saying that the national pride thing was sort of not as important to Americans.
Do other countries like the shape of their countries as much as American states like the shape of their state?
Oh, don't even ask about Texans.
Texans love the shape of their state. They'll post it on everything. But I've seen that in every other state I've lived in. That includes Minnesota. That includes Iowa. That includes Virginia.
Yeah. I don't think Maryland cares.
You look for any
it likes its flag a lot, like a lot.
Which is yes. Yes.
I will say that
it's a very iconic.
True in
pattern.
my experience, it is a terrible ass flag. The pride is misplaced.
It's pretty bad.
I love it as a flag. I just think it's a bit tacky when they put it on their college football players, and it's the patterns on their shoulders, and it's all warped and bent whenever they run.
Just saying,
so
if someone put the Maryland flag as face paint, I would think they're trying to cosplay Darth Maul. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right, maybe we should get to the game.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm just glad that I'm yeah, it's you can't really it's just a cornucopia of like all these causes come together to form cultures, you know.
All
And hopefully Britain will survive this spell and remember who they were and have a little bit of
I
pride
would
in themselves because that's
I
what
would
they need.
apply that to every country. Japan is fighting the good fight right now, and they're the only. I think they have the benefit of um, seeing what has become of Europe,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and so
Yeah.
we can all Japan being America's greatest ally.
I mean,
Sorry,
Japan, I think demographically they're still pretty screwed. They have to find a way to not to survive as a nation. They need to get that birth rate
as
up.
you say that. I don't. I think it goes in cycles like stock markets, like every other population.
Yeah,
I,
I don't think it's gonna
Maybe.
prove to be as big of a problem as everyone says.
no, but
Hmm.
that panic is just getting used to pass either weird policies that don't incentivize birth rates like people seem to think they do,
Mm-hmm.
or it gets used as justification to import more people,
Mm-hmm.
as is happening in Japan currently and it's being and then like every other European nation. So
In America.
in America, I
Who will mow our lawns and serve us coffee?
Americans
Who's gonna clean your toilet, Trump?
like and I'm down with like America being an aspirational nation, and I don't.
I want people to want to come here, but I don't want them. But I don't want people to come here because we need more people. That's the thing I don't want, really, to be honest.
Well,
I basically just think
the
there needs to be
the
a hard limit in terms of the number of people that you let into your country, and I think that's all that you could or should like in terms of
there
everything.
does, and like whoever gets let in needs to be vetted, needs to assimilate, and that needs to be non-negotiable. But that's now seen as a controversial idea, and if that is a controversial idea, then the immigration rate needs to be zero.
True. Yeah, I
Right.
get that.
And like we can accept people as long as they assimilate and offer something in the country.
I agree. All right, let's play the game.
Um,
Came here to
yeah,
play a game. Let's play.
I agree. Let's
Wait,
let's
I
jump
will
in.
pull up my sheet and be right
Stark,
back.
I'm going to send you something.
Okay. Is it more custom stuff?
No, it's a bit of lore from Axe. I find kind of cool.
Okay.
Axe is fun. Out of curiosity, Dracus, um was the 29 temperature outside or inside?
Uh, um,
I am wondering what the
I don't
delta
know. It
is
just says
between.
29. It just I don't know. It just says 29 on the weather. Well, I assume that would mean it's
Okay.
outside.
Right, so you needed like internal thermometer for. Because I'm wondering what that delta is actually.
Sorry, I'm focused. I'm focused.
That's pretty based. I say in both text
Yeah.
and voice.
Yep.
But yeah, no, that's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah, I like
I
the
almost,
I like
I'm not even surprised given the way Macrease is. He just seems like a type of person to be like, yes, our universe is part of Axe.
Yep. I like how it's literally like almost like pedestalize prime original form of the universe. It's kind of like it's kind of Middle Earth but for Axe.
Yeah.
The first age.
The first age of men. Or the first age of
Yes.
the sun.
And that also implies that the gods of Axe are literally just regular humans who ascended.
Yes, it does. Remember that when you complain about your neighbor. He could be the next god. Alright, well, I guess we gotta wait for Walls to get his character sheet. But yeah, I think I might crop this episode because 40 minutes was just politics.
Aww.
Okay, maybe I won't.
Oh, it was a good conversation, though.
Fine.
Are we not playing anymore?
What?
No, he's talking about cropping the episode. Like, he might cut off the first 45 minutes just because we're just talking.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to have to, like, when I come back to listen to this video, I don't want to be like, where the hell did we start playing the game? Because I won't remember.
See, but
then
that's
we
what
won't start with my
timestamps are
base
for.
rant on the
I
human
have to
rights
make
on the Human Rights
timestamps.
Act.
Then we
Timestamps aren't just
you
made.
can. You can make timestamps, and you can also we can also just do a separate politics where we upload Stoney's Indian rant.
I'm gonna have to.
Shoot,
clip
remind me to
that.
ask him about.
I have to clip that quote and send it to him.
Remind me to ask him about Chinese people. I'm curious now.
Okay. Well, he's just gonna tell
They,
you he loves you.
Oh yeah, he's not going to be truthful.
You look at their laws around that; they still think they own you, Equin.
You know what? That's why I refuse to visit any part of China now. I will never, because it's not safe for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry.
Literally.
For it. I am truly
Yeah.
sorry for that.
It's gotta be.
Well, Taiwan, if they never, Taiwan is good for now. Before, as long as status quo holds, or
And a lot of culture got salvaged and saved, but it's not all of it, and it's tragic. And Hong Kong itself was another great tragedy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got your character sheet, Walls? And everything ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess we'll start. Opening. Last time we got Equin and Stony up to speed / Valis / Orion, or / Valis and Orion, and they met Winthrop, your new druid friend. Orion failed to flirt with Nina for the time being, receiving only a pat on the head. And as you went down to go re-explore the swamp, you encountered a trio of elves who apparently were out hunting because their food stores ran short. And they were so they just happened to be in the area while you were crossing by. You managed to talk them into helping you kill off some ghouls and, basically protect you guys while you guys look around at the mushrooms and try and figure out how way to cure the land of its affliction, or of the rot that these mushrooms caused it. And you did end up finding a group of ghouls, 5, I believe, swept them up, killed them all, and I think there was some organ harvesting or flesh harvesting or whatever by Duma, and
Bone harvesting.
bone harvesting, and the session ended there. So you guys are now standing on a field of victory, enjoying a few well-earned comforts. Ghoul meat.
Does that mean Orion finally got his old Toby?
Unfortunately, no. A few -1
Not yet.
well-earned comforts. Also, that was long bottom,
also-
mind you. I believe.
It was.
Okay. No propeller hat though, not yet.
You've
So
not found a propeller hat. And that's Orion's,
Okay.
by
No
the way. That's not yours. You get a bop it.
no, ancient ceremonial boppet either, right? Not yet.
Not an ancient ceremonial boppet. One day you may find an economics textbook written by an ancient economics deity. What is it? It's the Book of Exalted Deeds, the Book of Vile Darkness, and the Book of Financial Supremacy or something. the Book of Smith. The Book of Fiat. How about that?
Oh, I thought you said
The Book of Adam Smith.
The Book
it's not
of
the Wealth of
Wealthy...
Nations.
I guess
by
it would. No,
Adam
you know what?
Sitch.
You know what? Why don't we just go straight? The Book of Wealthy Nations. That seems straight and that seems good. That's what we'll call it.
Oh, I thought it was a literal copy of Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. No,
no,
that was.
I think
no,
we
that was
changed
that
it.
was
The AI
that was
joke
the One
was
Ring.
the Wealth of Empires by
Yeah.
that was not the One Ring. That was this campaign. The Wealth of Empires by Sitch Smith.
Yeah, that was the thing. We sent it to. I tagged Sitch in a tweet and he liked it because I'm guessing he didn't know what the
With
fuck was
absolutely no context.
We gave him no context.
Gotcha. Okay. What is our quest again? We're still looking into the
Find the Holy
mushrooms.
Grail.
We're still... What is your quest?
Your favorite color?
Blue. No, red.
Blue. No yellow.
Oh, cerulean.
Oh,
hang on a minute. I'm going to send you guys something again. Hang on.
All right. But the quest you're on is to go back to the swamp or marsh, whatever you want to call it. Investigate the mushrooms. See if you can't find a way to cure the land.
Cure the land. Wow. Yeah, that's a big one.
Make it fertile once more so that the crops may be returned and the economy may become you will no longer be in a Great Depression or whatever, whichever one it is.
Oh, so we've killed the great evil that was plaguing the land. If we let the land by itself, eventually things will heal, right? But we're trying to actively help it along now.
You don't know that it will ever heal if you don't heal it yourself.
Oh, okay.
It might.
Okay. That was a very important clue there. Thank you. So maybe also we killed the mushroom evil, but maybe there's something deeper that's the source of the mushroom evil. Okay. Well, shoot. Okay, I think last session Stoney was kind of leading us, right? Well, what direction were we headed?
You were heading southeast towards the center of the marsh.
Let's continue, I guess.
Okay, I believe this was about mid-afternoon when you found these ghouls. So you continue on southeast. You have another 2 days, I think, before you get to the center. You do know that there are scattered farmhouses in the region, and of course there was the gigantic mushrooms in the center of the marsh that would be presumably be your main goal. But the question is, do you want to stop by it and search any farmhouses, maybe to kill some ghouls or see what's there? Who knows? Or do you want to just beeline it straight to the marsh center and see what you can find there?
What do y'all think, guys?
Democracy!
Sorry,
My
what's going on?
allegiance is to the Republic, to democracy.
What's going on?
So we have choices here. We're either head to the center of the marsh to hopefully find something, or I guess you were talking about like some surrounding features. You were saying farms and people.
Well, the only things around here are the center of the marsh where you found the mushrooms, and there's scattered farmhouses that you could go to if you wanted.
Well, I just go to the center of the marsh. I just go straight there, honestly.
That would be my preferred thing, but what time is it?
It is mid-afternoon, so like 2 o'clock.
Oh yeah, center of the marsh.
Let's just go straight there.
All right. You head southeast for a moment for the rest of the day. You know what? It said it's going to be another 2 days. Let's see how much ground you cover. Roll a. How about Valis? You roll a d12 for me.
Okay. 8.
Okay. So you make a little bit more progress than you expected. So you think you might be able to shorten your journey by maybe about quarter of a day, if you keep up on this pace. But night does fall and you find yourself camping out in the middle of a random pasture. Doesn't look like it's connected to any specific farmland or anything. It's pretty clear that the occasional tree, a good number of bushes and whatnot, and there's some tall, or at least what would be bushes, but they're all kind of dead or dying as you get closer. So you're about now a day and a 3/4 from your destination.
I guess we make camp, huh?
We make
There's
camp,
no, nothing really stuck out to me yet.
have some dinner. Then you wake up the next day ready to travel. You continue on your path. Roll another d12 for me.
Okay. 1.
Okay. In that case, the path takes you into. Actually, what happens is a massive rainstorm suddenly hits you guys, and it's a downpour. It's miserable. It's not freezing cold, obviously, right now at this time of year. It's probably reaching into the 50s, but it's still cold enough that this actually becomes uncomfortable pretty quick. So you have to detour yourself to find some new shelter. Takes you some time to locate anything that could be used, but you do eventually locate, thanks to Nina's help, you locate a still living you bundle together some logs that you find from dead trees. You manage to find a few good sized dead trees, and you basically pitch a large tent. You put hang a canopy of tarp above you from some of your or tarp, whatever you want to call it, to let the rain fall to the side, and you position yourself at the top of a hill, so the water doesn't like pool anywhere near you. See, the ground is damp, but your sleeping equipment is at least equipped enough to repel it, so you manage to get at least a semi-comfortable night, even after all this cold rain falls on you. I suppose I will ask, however, because of how much time you would have been out in the rain. Campaign. Nope. So let's say make a save versus poison, I guess. Everyone.
Oof. Poison. Yeah. Oof. I got a 7. Not high enough.
So is it if we beat the DC, we're fine?
If you beat the DC, you will succeed in your saving throw.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. 16.
16. All right. What's your your level what as a
Should be
fighter?
10.
Your saving throw
I've
is
got
10?
10, 14.
Oh yeah, because cleric. Okay,
Yeah.
cleric level 1. All right. So yeah, you succeed. We got one
I'm
failure.
cleric level 2 now. Does that
Your
change my
saving throws
poison?
don't
or no?
increase until you reach level 4 as a cleric.
Oh, okay.
And because your cleric saving throw for poison is so low, it basically will never matter how high you get with thief and fighter. Because you'll make it to level 4
Okay.
before you reach level 17 as a thief, and before you reach level 9 as a fighter. So,
Okay.
well, actually, if you reach level 9 as a fighter before you reach level 7 as a cleric, then maybe your saving throws will decrease. But anyway, so that's one success. Magic user fail. So 2 fails. That's not a fail. Okay. Oh, and him. Okay. All right. So, what was your roll, Jeffrey?
11.
11. So yeah, you would have succeeded because you're a cleric. All right. So that means that we have a failure from Valis. And so what you see.
Sorry, guys.
So what happens is, although you guys are, you're not poisoned.
He's probably just got a stuffy nose or a cold.
Yeah, you guys feel a little ill the next day. And so this includes Nina, it includes your new elf friend Veril, the other elf girl Arlena, and it includes the druid Winthrop that's with you. all of you feel sick. So what's going to happen is you guys are going to experience a first of all, you're gonna have disadvantage on any further saving throws against poison or what other saving throws exist? Any saving throws related to poison or death magic, or I guess that would be it. Or any spells that affect you physically in a specific way. I'm not going to go into details, but like Stinking Cloud, for instance, you'll have a disadvantage against that saving throw because it's like trying to get you to cough and stuff.
How does that work? Is that flatulence?
It's basically, yeah, it is wizard magic fart. That is what it is. It smells really, really bad. And it's upsetting. It's not as bad as Cloud Kill, though, which is a deadly fart. Stinking Cloud just makes you cough. But anyway, or maybe it makes you go unconscious. Either way, beyond those disadvantaging those saving throws, and this is only for the next day, you are going to also have a penalty to your attack rolls of 1. So
sorry, guys.
So that's what that is.
So it rained all day, and we eventually found a place to rest with shelter.
Well, you had to build a shelter.
Right, we pitched a tent.
Because this isn't exactly a forest with caves lingering around. You guys are in the literal plains, the open fields.
I look out into the plains where the rain's falling onto the grass. Do I notice anything weird?
Can you explain what you're trying to look out for? Just anything?
Maybe moving shapes, maybe the interaction of the water with the dead plants in the ground. I don't know. I was just thinking it's a change in weather, so it might be an opportunity to see how maybe that could tell us something about what's wrong with the region.
Well, you don't notice anything over the night, but as you're traveling the next day, you're paying attention to what it is, and well, you are noticing that the ground is very, very wet and muddy, and it's disgusting. It doesn't look like any of... Over the following day beyond that, it looks like nothing has really... The water is at best soaking into the ground, but you don't really get the sense that it's getting... Here's how I'll describe it. So, normally, when you're in a grassland and a place with many, many plants, water will sink into the ground and actually quickly dry, and there won't be very many pools of water that stay and linger or create small rivers or whatever.
Because the roots.
However,
the roots.
Because of the roots, they start to drink the water.
Yeah.
However, you notice that there is much, much flooding in this region at this point. It appears that there is not much removal of water by plants at present. So there's not much activity in that sense. So it doesn't seem like the water is being drunk by the plants, which shouldn't be surprising because they're all dead or dying.
So as we would expect.
So it's just very, very... There's a lot of little flooding. Nothing that you can't wade through at worst, but it's a pretty miserable experience.
Bear in mind, we are in the marshlands, right?
You are in a marshlands. Well, you're entering a marshlands.
Is it always
you're still about 2 days away a little less than 2 days away, given the delay. You're basically a day and a
Oh.
half behind your schedule now, or you're still a day and a half
Has
away
the
from.
sewer marshlands always been a marshlands, or is it has it only recently become a marshlands?
Best you can gather, the Sewell marshlands were already a marshland.
Okay, yeah. So that may play a role.
Yeah, what's different from its natural environment?
Well, you're still not quite in the marsh. I don't think. You're still a day and a half away from the center of the marsh, so at best you're just seeing the edges of what would be considered marshland.
Okay.
But moving into the next.
Anything else Yeah. Anything the group wants to try at this point, or we can just wait out the rain and continue when it's dry. No one? All right. I think we can.
No, I guess I'm wrong. It would be big. It would probably be big enough for a day and a half. So I guess you would have settled in the marshland. So yeah, nothing unusual in that sense. It's just more floody now.
Okay. I guess we push on to the center.
Due to the flooding, it takes you a little longer than you've been even expected, though, because you actually have to swim sometimes, even. And
We have to make
so-
our horses swim.
Don't drink the water, guys. Do not drink the water.
And we have to float the cart like it's Oregon Trail.
It's the forbidden soup.
Yeah, you have to figure out what you're gonna do. Are you gonna leave the cart behind and the horses, or are you gonna bring them with you? The horses are tall enough that they can walk through most anything. There's no times when they really need to swim. Wait, you don't have horses. You have one horse and a cart.
We do have the
Look.
hang on a minute. We have the flying carpet.
You do have a flying carpet. Fit for one
Angel.
person at a time.
It's not fit for just one person, right?
It is fit for just one person.
Oh.
What if we spoon each other and stand really tightly next to each other?
The second two people walk on the
Wait.
try and get on the carpet, it falls to the ground.
What about if
It's like it knows.
hang on a minute. So I put myself on the flying carpet. I am obviously the heaviest here because I'm the largest. What about if we?
Oh yeah.
What about if we put Valis and Joffrey on the carpet at the same time? So I imagine them together would probably equal round about my weight.
Valis,
Maybe
Jeffrey
less
steps
because I'm
on the
wearing
carpet
armor.
and has it start to fly. Then Valis climbs on as well and tries to ride it as well, and it sinks to the ground.
What's the
I'm not
so
that
it's
fat.
specifically a magical
I'm
limitation.
not that fat.
It's specifically a magical limitation, and it's not.
How about
a,
myself?
It's not a weight
How about
limit.
one last experiment? How about myself and one of Orion's dogs?
You get on the carpet, and you go, "Here, boy!" And the dog jumps on top of your carpet, and then it sinks to the ground.
I guess dogs do have souls.
So it's specifically a magical limitation.
It seems to, yes, it be a very specific limitation that this carpet can only carry one creature at a time.
What if it's
That's gay. This
What
isn't
if
Hunter
it's-
x Hunter.
it's too small for the cart, right? Like the cart physically can't fit on it, right?
Yeah, it's way smaller than the cart. The carpet
Okay.
is 3 feet by 5 feet.
But if I jump on, it's just one person, right? So I should carry.
if it's
If weight doesn't matter.
I don't know what you're getting at. This has already been established.
I'm half joking, but I'm thinking about just one person, right? And the cart. So it's just one person still.
Well, we already
If weight's not
established
an
there's a
object.
weight limit as well. That's established a long time ago when you guys were
Oh,
trying to
okay.
ferry money out of the cave.
So if you're a fatty, it doesn't work for you either.
Wait, so but I can hang on a minute. I'm gonna actually check something.
They got a hoop with it. You must be this thin to wide the carpet.
Wait.
Yeah, there's a disclaimer on the tag.
Let's just put it this way: Bomber still could ride the carpet, even though he's a fatty. But if he was,
Well, he's a dwarf.
Yes.
Not that big.
He's for a dwarf, he's big. But
In the sphericals.
if he was a dragon, he probably wouldn't be able to ride the carpet. Not that he'd need to.
Could it carry Robert Baratheon?
Probably. The show version of him didn't look like he was more than like 100 or 200 pounds.
Oh, he's at least
the fat
250.
activist Tess Holiday.
How much does Tess
How about Lizzo? How about Lizzo pre-weight loss?
No, at least 350 pounds.
I believe that was still within
technical
the weight limit.
question. Technical question. Can it carry Lizzo pre-weight loss?
I think it still could, yes.
Huh.
Okay.
So I guess Duma
Maybe
is
so.
apparently around 550 pounds. Square Cube Law is a bitch.
Square Cube Law is a bitch. That's why we will never have Gundams. Makes me
So
sad.
yes, Duma canonically weighs more than Lizzo.
Was that because of your armor
Is that-
or
is
because
that-
you're just huge?
Just huge.
Does that fact sadden you?
How is it possible that you weigh 500 pounds without armor?
Because Square Cube Law.
How tall are you?
Is that actually
Around
viable?
7 foot.
Like, how tall is
There
Shaq?
are there are NBA players that are 7 foot. They don't weigh nearly that much.
Not 500, like 300 maybe.
They weigh
like
they weigh
200.
200 plus. They weigh 250. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're a dark elf, right? Elves aren't fat.
Now, bear in
But you're
mind,
not-
she's
you're not-
17 strength, so
You're
She
not
does-
chubby.
she
We
does
are
have,
being
like,
very
18 or 17 strength, so she's incredibly strong, which would pack on weight. However, I still feel like you wouldn't break into the 500s. I would be surprised if you broke into the 300s.
I would say you're around, I think, 200, mid
Well,
200s,
how much should
maybe
this
early
big
to
titty
mid
dark
200s.
elf weigh?
bear in mind that if you increase
Oh, yeah.
someone's size in all dimensions by 2, the weight increases by 8 times.
Well, yeah.
Square Cube Law. We've got like multiple engineers in chat. We know what that is.
So,
Exactly.
well, I guess what factors into it is how well endowed is Duma?
Like, how much of these weight are these titties?
Well, okay, here's the thing. You can say that if you say doubling someone's size increases their weight by 8, and that's fine. However, how do you know that half the size of what Duma is would be 500 over 8, so 125 pounds? No, it'd be less than that. It'd be like 50, 75, or 60, 62.5, right?
Someone who is 3.5 feet tall and is also skinny, they're going to be way under 100 pounds.
There's just no way that Duma weighs 500 pounds, is what I'm saying.
Maybe I had the baseline wrong. Hang on a minute.
Because yeah, if you were half your size and you're 500 pound, if 500 pound person then would be half the size by the
Oh, I see. It's probably because
Oh, actually, the
it's
map is
taking
wrong,
into
yeah.
account all of the fat women. It's probably taking into account all of the fat women. That's why.
Oh, okay.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
probably.
What is this thing you're
So,
using
for
to
instance,
determine this?
for
The
example,
average
Tim
woman,
Duncan.
the average weight of an adult woman in the
Oh, okay.
Yao
73
Yao Ming.
kilograms.
Yao Ming is 7 feet tall and 6 inches, and his weight is 310 pounds.
More than I was expecting. Wow. Okay, so I would say your character is upper 200, so 275 or so.
If
I
we're
would
being
guess.
incredibly generous with the amount of musculature and proportions, we'll say, then we could get into the 300s.
And strength and muscle mass don't necessarily translate directly to each other.
They do not.
Yeah.
Your average soccer player is very skinny compared to, like a linebacker in football, but like they're
they don't
very
Also,
strong.
necessarily-
bodybuilding.
Yeah.
The myth that bodybuilders aren't strong is somewhat of a fallacy.
Yeah, they're just very badly. Like, they are strong. It's just they're very, very badly rounded.
They
And there's
and they
other
typically-
things wrong with
They
them.
actually have an awful diet for the showing day.
They
Yeah.
train for muscular, like the hypertrophy rather than like muscular endurance or strength specifically even.
Yeah.
You're
Strength,
specifically talking about how they dehydrate themselves, right?
In
Right
part.
before showing day.
They also kind of starve
Right,
themselves
right.
quite a bit
but
for
what,
showing day. But yes,
what right now
dehydration
we're
too.
talking about like strength versus muscle size, which does increase with the amount of muscle size. So like the more muscle, the stronger you'll be, but that's not the only input, just the amount of trained neural adaptation and like how much of those muscles that you have can you actually recruit to a specific task plays a large role. So
And I
if
would
someone was
imagine Duma is a live, flexible woman, right? I don't think she has a bodybuilder physique, right?
I will
I
let
wouldn't
Duma
say she's
answer, but
live. She's an Amazonian physique for sure. I would think.
Yeah, okay.
she's
She's
got
an
that
elf, mind you.
snoo physique.
What'd you say?
She is an elf,
got
mind
that
you, and this isn't my version of elf. This is a drow.
Okay.
So there are limits.
Well,
Okay,
here's
so
the thing.
I cannot use your
my elves,
artwork as a basis for
I'm pretty
what this
fine.
character looks like.
The elves that are in this world, as far as I'm concerned, are somewhat D&D elves and somewhat Tolkien elves. In that, I'm going with the D&D precedence that they're a little bit smaller than humans. However, in terms of their when they're generally like, the refined, beautiful physiques of those elves. Like, because one guy on Twitter I saw referred to elves in Tolkien as statuesque warrior poet kings. And I do think that gives the right vibe for them a little bit. So she would. So
Stony would hate this conversation.
So Duma,
Does he hate elves?
Duma would be
Oh, yeah, he does
rather
hate elves, doesn't he?
statuesque and Amazonian in physique. She'd probably be sort of like Galadriel, probably, in terms of her stature. And not the movie version of Galadriel, mind you. She's a little bit too slender.
We've had this conversation. I will just say I respectfully disagree to avoid relitigating the entire thing.
Of Galadriel?
Of, yeah.
Elves in general?
Of Galadriel's portrayal in other movies, yes.
Okay, you think it's more accurate than I do?
Yes.
Okay.
Also,
Definitely
Duma, would you be
tall.
willing to answer the question? Duma, would you be willing to answer the
Oh.
question? How well endowed is she?
Oh, less
How
well
many
Give
endowed
us a
than
letter.
Sasha, I will
Give
say
us
that.
give us a letter. Say it again.
Actually, you haven't seen Sasha, have you, Ekman? I'll probably say. Let's go G.
Okay. Okay. Wow, she's packing.
Stug on the Walls will know that that's a surprising statement coming from me.
in terms of small? We've seen his artwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can't jam a hobbit fully inside one of them,
Oh my goodness. You can't jam a Valis fully in one of them.
Yeah, like if you can't jam a Valis in the cleavage, like I don't like it.
All right, thanks. I got the visual. Thank you.
All right. Well, anyway.
Okay, that was a much needed conversation. Thank you. What were we doing?
So yeah,
What were we doing again?
In this session, we have already had conversations about gay men and what they like.
Well, that was
Conversations
before the
about.
session started, technically.
Yeah, that's
Thanks for
true,
outing
that's
us.
true.
Thanks for outing us, Duma.
Yeah, now that everyone knows, what am I gonna tell them? Anyway.
Oh yeah. So I did a BMI calculation, and yeah, Sasha is not Sasha. Duma is 290 kilograms. So 290 pounds. There you go.
Okay.
Yep,
That sounds
that makes
much
sense.
more reasonable.
Yeah.
With armor, she's well above 300. So
what would
Yeah.
D&D be with not a bunch of minute calculation to make sure this obscure aspect of the character was represented?
Yes.
Well,
we
we
have to
I
get
have
the
done
cup
calculations
size
for
right.
Sasha as
Okay,
well.
we have to get the cup size right. That's what makes it advance.
Yeah. I did this
No,
calculation on
that's
Sasha, and I
fatal.
think
But
I got her to be like 860 or something.
All I have to say, do we actually have a problem moving this cart through this marsh?
I mean, the wheels should be big enough. The horse is tall enough. It shouldn't be that big of an issue. However,
Then what were we talking about?
however,
What's this whole aside for?
I don't fucking know. However, go ahead and Jeffrey, roll for me. Roll for me a d6.
4.
Okay. Yeah, you get the cart gets jammed a couple times in some of the deeper waters. But you jostle it free quickly enough and everything ends up okay.
Good roll, Jeffrey. Thank you. Thanks for that roll.
So everything's okay. It does take you some time to get but anyway, we'll skip ahead now. So you guys eventually do make it to the Oh, excuse me. You make it to the center of the marsh, and as you approach this area, you see all these giant mushrooms that you guys have. The land is littered with mushrooms that are some of which are shriveled up, some of which are fallen over and decaying, and they have decayed quite rapidly. There's not as much as you'd expect left of some of the smaller ones because it's only been like a couple months. And when I say smaller, I mean like still ones that are quite big. But of course, the big giant ones have shriveled up a bit, but they're still quite there. They are not fully decayed yet. You can see them. They're soaked. They're gross. Some of them are floating in the water, and like there's like this black ichor that appears to congeal around in the water around it, and it looks disgusting.
I point at one of them. I turn to Orion and say, "No, do not smoke.
Do not eat.
I wanna.
You are not Jumpman. You are not Mario Jumpman."
Suddenly, a turtle rises from the water, and he has spikes on his shell. And then he breathes fire at you. No.
I slap the weed pipe out of Orion's hand.
Someone dive out of the way, grab his tail, and yeet him.
And then the turtle suddenly disappears.
Oh my god, what happened to Gay Bowser?
Gay Bowser.
What happened to White Bowser? Oh yeah, he got arrested for nonsense allegations.
Who is this?
Oh, you guys don't know about White Bowser?
No.
Never heard of this.
I guess I'm not currently online enough.
I will send you a picture.
The only real life Bowser I'm aware of is the previous or current CEO of Nintendo of America.
President of Nintendo of America.
Yeah. Hang on. But
that's hilarious, by the way. You just know they kind of the name was a factor. The name was a factor.
It was obviously a factor. There's no way the people weren't in the running and like, all right, so we've got these two candidates. One of them is Kevin Smith, and this guy over here is blank Bowser. We got to make Bowser the CEO of Nintendo, right?
Okay. This is White Bowser.
Okay. Are we supposed to?
He needs a shell.
Do any of you guys recognize him?
Nope.
I do not.
Okay. He is an infamous goal cow. He I guess his claim to infamy was basically being outed as a pedo. So yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
He's also a Discord mod. He's either a Discord mod or a Reddit mod. I can't remember which one.
I assumed that when you said pedo.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They're both both are applicable. He's probably both.
The reason he's called White Bowser is because of this.
I have safe search on. And I got this. So not nearly as controversial.
Yeah, I specifically searched up the lolcow. That thing on his back is a Koopa shell.
I see.
Gotcha.
He has a spiked version as well.
I did know a guy in college, or at least I sort of knew a guy in college. I met him. That's what I mean. And he had like a Bowser backpack. Didn't look like a very good backpack, to be honest with you, but oh well. Anyway.
Next up, we're gonna have to search for some guy we're gonna have to look for some guy on the board of directors or something whose name is Mario, because It's not, that's not an uncommon name.
Well, what they really need, what they
Slightly,
really need to do
slightly
is
harder name to find is
what they really need to
Pikachu.
do is have Bowser, the president of Nintendo of America, be followed around by a lady dressed in a princess costume, carrying what looks like jail bars in front of her.
No, no.
That's what they
Yeah,
gotta
that'll
do.
play well. Yeah, sure. That'll play well with the media. Sure enough.
I mean, I don't think there would be much controversy over Princess Peach being captured. I don't know. I don't know, man.
That's just her pastime at this stage.
As long as she's not portrayed, as long as she has not been race swapped, and as long as it's not White Bowser, then we're okay, right?
Well,
Oh
it's
gosh, imagine White Bowser playing Bowser.
No. They keep Peach's race.
We really don't want
They
that
keep
because
Bowser.
it probably turns
They keep
more
traditional
horror
Bowser. They just race swap both of the Mario brothers.
Well, anyway, what are you doing in the mushroom swamp?
Bowser is replaced with White Bowser.
Well, would you call it a kingdom?
What, the swamp?
I guess not. There's no one. Yeah, there's no one here. There is no kingdom of which to speak
you
of.
could declare
There's no one
yourself
to
king
rule.
of this mushroom swamp and become, or queen, princess, whatever. Declare Nina
King
princess
Norton.
of the Mushroom Kingdom. You can do that if you
Yep,
want. I guess.
we collectively place blades of our swords on her shoulders. Give her dominion over this kingdom or queendom, queen.
Well, I think this belongs to the
And
Baron.
Well,
actually,
you can
but
jump up
hey.
and knight each of her shoulders, Laris?
yeah, basically OBE or whatever order. Okay, what the hell are we doing here? So okay, okay. Do we know where we backtracked to where we originally found the big central one, right? We killed it. When we look
Yeah, we
there,
killed
what do
it.
we see?
You see a big mushroom flopped over and decaying slowly, and it's there, dying / dead.
Can we get the? I think we should get the druid to look at this because that was his whole thing. He wanted to survey the area and see
I agree.
what could be done about
Winthrop, good sir. Do you have any ideas of what caused this mushroom to sprout in the first place?
Well, somehow a mushroom was implanted in this area.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
I don't know how to.
So this
Thank
wasn't
you.
a
Thank
natural
you.
occurrence.
Thank you, Winthrop.
I'll have to study this
So,
mushroom.
by implanted, do you mean to imply that this was not a natural occurrence?
Well, possibly not.
Fascinating.
But let's see what kind of mushroom it is. Perhaps I can glean.
I shake my finger at him. No smoking.
And he breaks out
Smoker, no smoking.
a strange glove and puts a pair of gloves that look like some kind of thick bear hide or something, some hide of some beast. And he pulls out his and he pulls out a what looks to be some kind of sharp knife, something blade, and he carves out a bit of the mushroom. And he removes the piece. And, oh, that smells miserable.
Hold my nose.
At least the inner part still seems to be hanging on desperately for life of this one. This is one of the ones.
Can I help him with the identification? Considering I. Oh, okay. Sorry. Can I help him with the identification? Considering that I come from the Underdark.
Sure.
Because as far as I know, like at least in my conception of the Underdark, it's kind of like fungi are to the Underdark what trees are to the surface.
I guess that's true. Okay, okay. That's a good argument. I guess I'll let you roll straight instead of a disadvantage. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check. However, you do have a. No, never mind. Whatever. Just roll straight.
12. My intelligence is 14.
Okay. At the same time, you and Winthrop look at it and go, and you kind of kick yourself. The abyss?
Can I? Hang on a minute. That.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm. Okay, Stug.
Mm-hmm.
When we went to that dungeon, because I don't remember whether we learnt this information from a devil.
For what?
It was a demon, not a devil. You specifically stated this.
None of you guys recognized who she was. You recognized that that was some kind of demon that you'd seen.
Some kind of demon, not some kind of devil.
It was a demon.
How many horns does she have on her head?
None. So, okay, that would at least allow me to probably deduce that this infection and the infection near the Nymph's Glade were probably originated from the same source. Everything matches up.
Okay. Do you say this?
Okay. Was it so? Cleric spells, like magic, can be reversed, right? Especially when it comes to like holy magic. Generally, you'll have a reversal of that spell.
Yeah.
Like the light spell has a reverse, which is the darkness spell. Prevention of good and evil has a reverse, which is
can't remember what it is specifically, but I think it enhances good and evil.
Well, I think there's protection from evil and protection from good.
Yeah. But like all of these like priestly like divine spells have a reverse based on the alignment. As
Yes.
far as I know, that's just a general.
Generally, yes.
Okay, I have the runic circle inscriptions from the shadow orb.
You mean the pedestal that the orb was on, or the archway
Yes.
behind it?
The pedestal the orb was on and the archway, because I gathered all of those runes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I want to focus on the runes that were surrounding the pedestal.
Okay.
Would it be possible to reverse those runes?
It's possible to reverse them. Well, okay. I guess make a wisdom roll. Okay.
10. My wisdom is 16.
So, as far as the pedestal is concerned, the symbols on the floor weren't really runes per se. Well, some of them were. There were. Okay, I'll make argument. There were some runes on it. However, given the nature of the runes, you could tell that they were related to some sort of summoning ritual. The reversal, in which case, would only serve as some sort of banishment.
Yes. In this case, banishment of the energy that is creating this, like the energy that is creating this curse effect, essentially. Because with the encounter we had with the orb, it was continuously summoning shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Now, shadows aren't a specific kind of demonic creature.
No, they're undead.
They are an undead. And as far as I know, shadows aren't even like, they're not even like, this is based on my conception of what shadows are, but they're kind of like imprints of undeath, essentially. Like where you get like, essentially like energy of undeath welling up and taking on a physical form, an animate form. I might be wrong about that, but
Well, conceptually, a shadow is a thing which drains life energy. In terms of what it is.
yes, it is a thing of negative energy.
So it can do a similar thing to what happened to these things. However, a summoning ritual to either create or bring shadows from somewhere is a little bit of a different process.
But that's the thing. I'm wondering if it might not have actually been a ritual to create or summon like or to summon shadows from elsewhere, but simply to summon energy from another plane that then simply manifested as shadows.
Okay, so your question is, do you know whether these things were bringing shadows from somewhere or bringing in negative energy to create shadows? That's your question?
Yes. Because I have a feeling that they weren't actually bringing the shadows, they were bringing negative
is-
energy, which was creating the shadows.
This is
Because
theology
they were just
101 of
continuously
D&D.
falling.
This is fascinating.
So, without having the functional orb to actually see it, you can't be certain. However, it is true that when you destroyed the orb, all present shadows disappeared.
That's essentially, the orb was sustaining the shadows. The well of negative energy that was emanating from the orb was allowing the shadows to exist, which is kind of why I think that. Both the idea that the shadows were continuously being formed as the orb was emanating power, but also that the shadows disappeared. Like if they were like if they were independent beings that were simply being summoned from elsewhere, you'd expect that they would still remain. They would simply become uncontrollable, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But considering the fact that they just vanished,
I think that is a reasonable deduction. Would you like to share this with the class? As in the druid?
I would. Yes.
I didn't know I was signing up for a theology 101 D&D.
Well, he responds with, interesting. Well, it's an interesting theory. Now, on the one hand, I'm still not utterly convinced that they might be. Actually, I wonder if they are related. Regardless of the relationship between the two events, I think you're onto something there with how we might be able to solve this issue. If what you're telling me is true, these mushrooms, they were draining the life energy from the land surrounding it. And based on the appearance of this mushrooms, it was due to the presence of negative energy and unlife itself. That's how these zombies were created. It was bring negative energy into existence. Not dissimilar conceptually from what you're thinking what you say the orb might have been doing. So, if we can reverse these runic patterns, perhaps you're right. Perhaps instead we can bring in life itself into being and generate the land and reinvigorate the land in such a fashion. That is a brilliant idea. How do we reduce those reverse engineer those runes? They seem arcane to. I know little of this of the abyss. Only that which is relevant to life or unlife, as the case may be. But perhaps we can. Thalia, do you know anything about this? And she goes, well, I've worked with runes. I can possibly help you figure out how to reverse it. Although then again, this is more in the realm of the divine, so it's not quite my expertise. Perhaps Arlena would be better suited to that pursuit. And Arlena goes, I can certainly assist in any way I can. And so what do you do or say?
Joffrey?
He said
You can certainly be
BRB,
of
and he hasn't
assistance.
gotten B yet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, he's still muted.
We can wait for him.
What I miss?
Go ahead and explain it.
Oh, okay. So we've been having a long theology discussion about the nature
Demonology.
of
Demonology.
demonology, yeah. But I mean, technically, demonology is theology.
I
So
guess.
So communist.
Yes.
about the nature of summoning the potential metaphysics, the metaphysical difference between conjuring a being from another plane and simply manifesting, well, not manifesting, but drawing negative energy or drawing energy from another plane and or that naturally congeals into forms. But I guess this would be the equivalent of trying to summon an Ifrit from the plane of fire versus drawing energy from the plane of fire that congeals into a fire elemental. Which one is it? And I am under the impression that the orb that we found was, rather than summoning the shadows from, let's say, the abyss, what was actually happening was it was summoning abyssal energy that was congealing into shadows. And this process is a similar process as to what's happening here. I think that the that these mushrooms and the dungeon are intrinsically linked, but they might not be. It might just be similar processes. But I have the runes that were powering the orb to create the shadows. So if we could potentially reverse those runes, we could potentially counteract the negative energy in this place. If the runes were actually drawing negative energy and not simply just summoning shadows from like the abyss or wherever.
Oh man,
So is
magic!
There,
I'll let you guys.
is there any
I'll let you
evidence
guys drive this
for
one.
theory over the other?
Pardon?
Is there any evidence to support one theory over the other?
First piece of evidence would be, well, firstly, the fact that there was an emanation of corruption from that dungeon that had settled into the land. That indicates a large well of negative energy that had saturated the land.
Which could be explained by side effects of summoning. I'm not sure that's...
It could be. But second piece of evidence is that the orb continually summoned shadows. Shadows simply appeared around the orb continually until it was destroyed.
Which is, again, doesn't favor one hypothesis over the other.
The third piece of evidence is the shadows were immediately disintegrated once the orb was destroyed. If the orb were summoning the shadows, they would simply remain and become uncontrollable, as is the case with most demon summoning rituals.
If they were just simply congealed negative energy, then they would have already manifested and been able to feed off the negative energy that had gotten through. I'm not sure any of the evidence so far supports one hypothesis over the other. With that said, let's reverse the runes and see what happens.
Experiment number 1.
Yeah, we got to find shit out.
Well, the potential blowback of a failed experiment could mean our deaths. So be careful.
Yeah,
Well,
I
the
will.
potential blowback from a failed experiment would be if it turns out that I am wrong and it's option 1 rather than option 2, which I believe, that would simply mean we summon whatever the positive equivalent of shadows is.
Summon
Oh.
unicorns and stuff.
Unicorns, lilies, butterflies, and rainbows. I would be up for that.
Then we can
My little
dismantle and sell.
pony, my little pony. I don't know. I think I had a little bit of a nap, and now I'm all loopy. I'm sorry. You guys drive. I did not want to control magical processes. You guys can take over.
Over an hour in, and you're still loopy from your nap. I get it. Look, you don't have to hide your hobbies from me.
I don't get it.
He's saying that
He's
you're
saying
actually
you're
just
high.
pretending to be loopy and that you actually like My Little Pony.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was
Oh.
That was the joke.
I promise, I'm not a Twilight Twilight Sparkle. I'm not a Twilight Sparkle fan.
Well, Derpy
I'm
is
more
the
of a
best
Fluttershy
pony.
guy.
Yes,
all I
Derpy is
heard is
indeed
that
the
you're
best
into
one.
Applejack, and that's
Okay, I'm not in that deep. Who's Derpy? I don't even know who Derpy is.
Derpy was...
Is that a main character?
No, well, I think it was a main character for like one episode. I don't know, but it was... In the background of one of the episodes, there was some sort of mistake where one of the ponies had like weird... like.
I don't think it was a mistake.
Okay.
And so...
It was a mistake,
It may have
and
been a
then they
mistake that got
and then they
canonized.
played into it.
It was a mistake
Yes,
that was
exactly.
made. It was made a mistake. The fan base started calling the character Derpy, and then eventually they made made that character into a real character called Derpy. At least that's my understanding of the lore. There, I had plenty. I'm not a big Milo. I was never a My Little Pony fan, but I did know a lot of people who liked My Little Pony, so I know an unreasonable amount. I know an unreasonable amount of, and I know a few things. But
there's like a abridged clips parody channel that does like they dub over like old episodes of this really old My Little Pony show, and it's hilarious.
Oh, is it the one
watch
where
on your
the
own time.
horses look really weird?
Look, all I'm saying is the correlation between STEM and autism has consequences.
Funnily enough, none of the STEM people I knew that were into it. It was all people who like weren't. Like they're all lit majors and stuff.
Yeah, theater kids.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Is this okay? Are you talking about this?
And
like,
they think they know
I'm guessing there's a major overlap between that and like the programmer socks people. You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
Oh no, these weren't STEM.
I know what you're talking about. We obviously know what you're
Look up
programmer socks.
Look up programmer socks.
Just trans, or do you mean that like?
I think it's talking about.
Yeah, they're basically trans male.
Independent of programming, or is this programming socks specifically because they're trans and they program?
It's a pipeline from computer science to transitioning.
Well,
hey guys, it doesn't bode well for me, guys. I'm sorry. Circa 5 years, you're gonna find I've gone through some changes, and I've moved away from Alabama because it's a bigoted racist place. Or whatever.
Unfortunately, you're probably
look. You're just trying to keep your legs warm. I get it.
Death at that point, so that's too bad for you, mate.
What'd you say, Dragus?
You'll probably have undergone twink death by then, so that's too bad.
But are traps gay?
Depends on who you're talking.
I don't like that question because it doesn't make sense to me. Because like I'm sure some traps are gay and I'm sure some traps aren't. It's the question. The question that people seem to be asking with that question is, are people who are attracted to traps gay?
Exactly. That's what it is.
Not the right. So that question always annoyed me. But like,
Well,
if
Yeah,
people,
it's because it's
but
not
come on. It's like our
because
trap's gay.
at that point you add qualifiers to it. It's no longer a digestible meme format anymore.
I
Our traps
guess,
gay
but
is
it's
3
dumb.
words.
I'm saying it's dumb. I don't care that it's not digestible.
Okay, all
It's
right.
just dumb.
Stug.
Okay.
You are total biscuit. Our trap's gay.
What the fuck? That's what he did, right?
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's like, I don't know. And the sexuality questions, man. People are dumb about this whole thing. If you see something and you think it's female and you're a male and you're attracted to it, you're straight.
You're right.
If you find out it has
You
a
have
penis
different
and then you have sex
flavors.
with it,
Right.
you're gay.
You're
Or at least
basically
a little
you're
bit
basically
gay.
straight or gay.
Yeah, I
You're
was about to
either
say,
straight
it's
or
not
gay, and
completely
you add flavors of it. That's it. That's sexuality. That's
It's
it.
the
I agree
because
with that.
it's the I am
I like
ontologically
Fusa.
straight. Anything I fuck is female.
Now, to be fair, I'm killing the meme with it because it's just a funny joke debate question. I get that, so I'm not really trying to dunk on that aspect of it. But you know, I'm just saying the question itself annoys me.
Now, I might get crucified on the modern internet for saying this, but I am proud to be super straight.
That's an old meme now too, though.
That is an old meme.
But anyway, all right.
All right, I'm sorry. All right, what are you guys talking about here?
We've
Magic?
got maybe like 1 hour left of things. So do we want to engage in the magical research now and figure things out, or what?
Oh, do we only have 1 hour left of session?
Pretty much.
No. Oh. Yeah, let's engage in the magical research now.
All right. I'm confused. Why is it?
I wonder if we control the flying carpet.
Excuse me. What about the flying carpet?
Is it possible to like send the flying carpet on like a programmed travel direction? Because I kind of want to send it back to the thingamabob and get.
I demand that our flying carpet is the Disney's Aladdin's magic carpet. It's fully autonomous, and you can tell it, and you can be its friend. You can tell it to go places.
Okay. Roll.
Will you please?
Make a charisma roll to convince the DM.
Okay. This is a worthy roll.
I will roll.
No.
3.
Ah, okay.
Yes, this is great. I love this meme.
Is it gay to love traps? Plato. Okay, this needs to be highlighted. I know we only have an hour left, but for a man to love traps is not gay by any measure, for traps embody the true form of feminine beauty, which suffers no constraint by any earthly gender, but is rather fulfilled by all feminine bodies regardless of their biological origin. Okay, so I know Aristotle. So suppose for the sake of the argument that the traps were just a species within the genus of women, just as tall women are. Like tomboys, right? This would mean that traps are women, which makes it not gay for a man to love them. However, all right, this is quality. I'm not gonna waste any more time. I'll read through that on my own time.
It's good stuff.
It's great.
There's 2 of them.
There's 2
The
of
trap
them,
is
though, by the way.
200% gay. The trap is 200% gay. Not only are you fucking a dude, you are also putting up with the faggotry of a female.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
It's like that meme where like internet when it comes to any simple real world question, and it's people fighting each other and it's like total chaos. But then people are talking about traps being gay, and it's like it's the UN circle of people like coming together as enlightened people talking in civilized discussion about this. That's hilarious.
Oh, dude. And then you got Diogenes at the bottom. Be me, Greg. Actually, no, I'm going to replace Greg. I'm going to replace the first G with a J. Be me, J-Reg. Come on, do you guys not know J-Reg?
I know of J.
I'm too far away from the mic. Can you hear me? I know J-Reg.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is the kind of video J-Reg would make.
Yeah, be me, J-Ray.
You can never get around the fact that traps have a dick, and that's literally what makes being into them gay. Feminine penis, notwithstanding.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
is it
Aristotle is spitting right now. I feel like he's
is it
spitting
gay
a lot
to
of
fuck a
truth here.
futa?
Which part of the food are you fucking?
Pussy.
Futas are not real, and if they
okay,
have a penis, they
I
are
somewhat
male.
agree with Nietzsche the most, but I mean, I'm like Aristotle, but with Nietzsche's attitude.
Man, if anyone were listening, they have no
Yeah.
idea what.
Ultimately, I agree with Nietzsche as well, but I'm just
Oh yeah,
interested in
is
the
is Katie happening to be
classification of
learning
the
in our
thing.
chat right now, Stug?
What's that?
No,
Katie is not here right now.
I'm sure she's
Does it
been
really
exposed
matter if it's
today.
gay or not, or whether it's sinful or not? Do you really want to be bound by
But
what others
frankly,
think?
I expect
Don't you want
Katie
to live
be
your
pretty
mind?
normal about all this.
Go ahead and tap that.
Katie's good people.
Hegel. Okay. Great discussion. Worthy of my time. Thank you.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to tell her. I'm gonna message Katie now and tell her to give candle.
Candle is the ultimate expression of penis.
Okay, I messaged Katie and said give candle.
It is a long stick that emits a substance from the top.
All right, let's get back to the game. No more art traps, gay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Part of that.
let's take the time to decipher these runes because I actually want to play, and I'm very, very sad that we only have an hour left. So.
Well, I'm just trying to stick by the 3-hour rule. That's all. Technically,
Well,
we could
most
go
of this
longer.
session has not been playing, so.
No, we basically started at like 1, didn't we? I don't remember.
When's one?
Excuse me.
That's
1 hour and 50 minutes ago.
yeah. So we've only really
Yeah,
been
we had
playing
a
for an
late
hour.
start. Yeah.
No, that's when the game started. Like, I think we were talking about politics for like 30 to 40 minutes before that. We started
But
talking
that
about
shouldn't
politics
count
at
as
like
the
1:30.
session.
Huh? Or
That
12:30.
shouldn't count as the session.
It's not. That's what I'm saying. We started at
We have
about
an
1
hour
o'clock.
left.
So we go all the way to 4, and we have 3 hours.
Okay. Cool.
No, we've been playing 2 hours.
We have not been playing 2 hours.
We've been playing almost 2 hours.
None. We haven't.
We've been live for 2
We started
hours.
the session at 1.
We've been live for 2 hours. I don't remember how long. I'm confused because I see 2 times in my freaking.
I assume the distinction is like how long we've been live versus how long we've been actually playing the game.
I think we've been actually playing for about an hour 50 minutes.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
So.
As opposed to getting sidetracked by arguments someone starts.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, game. So you guys are going to engage in magical research.
Yes.
Who is participating? We have Duma, I assume. Winthrop, of course. And we've got Thalia is willing to assist, but of course Arlena is more of a divine expert.
I volunteered to be a subject only if it's safe.
Okay, they'll operate.
I trust you guys.
We'll find out if traps are gay when we operate on you.
Got one
Next
question.
time on Dragon Ball Z.
No, no.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Valis finds out if. Anyway.
Will Kakarot finally stop screaming?
The answer to that is no.
Is Chaozu a trap?
Is Mr. Popo racist?
If Chaozu is a... I'm not going to make that joke.
That's too raunchy for YouTube, huh?
I mean, what? Were you needing monetization? Do it, coward.
All right. Well, anyway.
I mean, I've already stated that the UK should abolish human rights. So
That's true. But anyway, so we've got... Okay, Duma, Winthrop.
No, at the stage it's in, it'll just give you human lefts.
Are you participating, Jeffrey?
But yes,
I think
wouldn't be
Clerics
angry
definitely
if
has
you
something to
wanted.
add.
All right, so I
I
think
mean,
that makes
I've got a
5
question.
people.
Does this relate to our class training?
What do you mean?
Can we make this be included in our class training?
In what sense? I mean, like maybe, like I guess, but what's the benefit that you're hoping for?
Because like this, I'm doing some training at the same time, but then this would kind of be in addition to that, so it would be accelerated, right?
So you want to like reduce the number of days or something you have to train?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see how well you do, and then I'll ask you to roll a die and see how many of some sort, and we'll see how many weeks off or whatever you can take.
Yeah. It should also apply for Joffrey as well, right?
Yeah, it would apply to both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, so you have the runes.
Let's all put our hands in the air and start charging spirit energy.
All right, so how we're gonna do this? It'd be much better if I'd like prepared an actual drawing of runes or something that you could work on with your real brains, but I didn't really
Hegel is out of pocket.
I didn't really
No,
expect
that's
this.
not. That's just
I
wrong.
guess this is something that just kind of came out of the ether.
So your goals are as follows. You want to try and reverse the runes first. Or at least, well, reversing the runes would be banishment of some sort.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, it's drawing in negative energy specifically. So, okay. So you think it's trying to draw in negative energy, so you're trying to reverse the runes to draw in positive energy instead. That's what's happening.
Yes.
That's the first step. The second step is to try the actual ritual of this attempt, or to, well, actually no. The second step is how to apply it to the land. The third step is how to give it enough power to operate. And then the fourth step is to sustain it. I guess there's a fifth step that I didn't think about already, which is to what was I trying to say? Okay, no, there's only 4. I think I've covered everything. So, for step 1, trying to reverse the runes, I will need... We have 5 people. So, basically the way this is going to work is everyone is going to, you're going to get to choose one person for each task. However, for any
skill challenge,
basically. And so, but you have an extra person. So for one task, you can take advantage.
Are these tasks going to be like skill checks?
I think I haven't decided exactly how it's going to work, but it is going to be related to your abilities. Yes. Like.
Yeah. So related to the ability scores or related to class abilities and stuff.
Related to class abilities and some ability score that I will not yet announce.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I'm just kind of thinking basically all of my ability scores are high, so.
But obviously, class abilities are of special importance. You will get some kind of benefit.
Yes.
Or penalty based on your class. Like if you're a fighter trying to work out arcane runes, for instance, you might have to roll really high on your check to even know what's to like even
Going
notice
on,
a pattern to work with. But yeah. So task 1 is reversing the runes. Reminder, task 2 is trying to apply this to the land, or trying to scribe the land. Task 3 is trying to activate the runes or activate the reversed process. Task 4 is sustaining it. I think that's what I said, right? I think that's right. I should have written them down. Basically, step 1 is basically is doing math. Step 2 is trying to find the materials and locations for the attempt. Task 3 is activation attempt to see if it works at all. And then task 4 is trying to keep it on so that way it can start to heal the land. And then maybe trying to reach some kind of stable state where it just is on.
We do have a large quantity of nymph hair.
You do have a large quantity of nymph hair. This is true.
This is kind of out of game speculation because of like the historical roots of like druids and stuff. But is there any chance that like Winthrop would be able to like create some sort of runic knot using the nymph hairs?
He could certainly shape the nymph hairs into some kind of knot of rune shape, in theory, I guess.
Would that have any sort of importance?
I mean, it could, but it wouldn't be very, very helpful over just drawing a rune and using the nymph hair as a material component.
Okay, cool. I was kind of wondering if that had any specific special impact, but okay. The nymph hair,
if it does, it would be esoteric and difficult to work out. I don't know. There'd be very niche reasons to do that.
So nymph hair is definitely going to be a part of this. I was actually kind of thinking maybe we should contact nymph because she would probably be the best at sustaining a ritual herself. How far away is the glade?
Sorry, what'd you say?
How far away is the Nymph's Glade?
The Nymph's Glade. Grove. Whatever. Well, it's about 5-ish days to a week to get to town from here. And it's about a week to get there, but they're in opposite directions, so a squared plus b squared equals c squared, approximately 7 squared plus 7 squared is 198. Square root of that
squared
is
plus-
just below 10, so it's probably gonna be like 10 days or something like that.
Okay. Much faster with the magic carpet. But in that case, if this works,
If the magic
we could
carpet goes high enough, we
potentially-
don't even have to account for trees. It's as the crow flies.
yeah. But I was kind of thinking maybe we try it here first to see if we can create an effect and to see what effect it creates. If we manage to quell the corruption here in a I guess not in an ephemeral form, maybe we could head to the glade to see if the nymph will be able to sustain it for longer, because this would certainly benefit her.
Sorry, can you repeat what you were saying there for me? I was slightly distracted for a second.
So the last step of the process would be sustainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My guess is that given our nature as relatively novice, spellcasters
Mm-hmm.
And priests, we would not be able to sustain a ritual effect of this nature for very long. However, a being of great magical potency, whom has been proven to be able to create sustained and relatively permanent effects within her local environment, could potentially sustain this effect for much longer. If she were to focus on a ritual to pull in the energy that she would likely be using to sustain herself, because I imagine that nymphs do rely on positive energy, yes?
They do.
They either rely on or channel positive energy, yes. So potentially she might be able to extend the area of her glade to encompass more of the surrounding area. And that could help either strengthen the effect of her glade or expand it to encompass the corrupted areas. Sorry if I'm just kind of rambling or.
Well, so is your goal
taking
to
up
try and
too much
bring the
time.
nymph here, or are you trying to just donate this region to her control somehow? And then have her sort of bring this region under her domain?
I would say yes. That would likely be the best solution. We can see what she thinks and see what her conditions would be, because of course there would likely be certain unintended consequences for that.
Mm-hmm.
not an on. She has her own will, and so she might have certain designs that may not align with the interests of the
The
civilian
farmers.
populace, let's say. So, yes. She is a wild being. She is a being of the land. She may not be as amicable to civilization as we are.
Okay. Well, you could certainly go ask her if you wanted. In theory.
I would first want to solve this issue. Because I would want to have a proof of work, essentially.
I couldn't understand you there. What did you say?
I would want to have a proof of work, like a proof that this actually does work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to try and start designing the runes then, and figuring out, just seeing if the whole thing
Yes.
works in the first place. In other words, you're trying to get to step
Yes.
4 before bringing the nymph in.
Get to step 4, but essentially see how long we can sustain it first, and
Okay.
then before we fatigue ourselves.
That is totally fair. So, okay, who do you want to try to entrust with reverse engineering the runes?
Who is the highest level priest here? It's definitely not me.
The highest level priest is probably Arlena.
Okay. Arlena should probably be the one to reverse engineer the runes. She would likely have the most understanding of specific ritual texts, such.
Understood. You do remember you do have one advantage, so you have someone who can help.
We do.
I guess. Why don't you just okay? So you want her to do it? Does everyone agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Who has the highest intelligence here? Who's the most intelligent? Because pattern deduction would definitely be very.
I'm only 14 intelligence. Some of you guys
I'm also 14.
might be smart.
Does anyone know what
Intelligence is my lowest.
Well, it's only 4. Okay, intelligence is your lowest. What's your intelligence, Jeffrey?
14.
All right. Thalia's is probably the highest, given that she is a magic user.
I think reverse engineering the runes is probably the most important thing, actually. Considering that's the prerequisite to all of this. So we want the most accurate translation.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'd probably say
go ahead.
Yeah. Geoffrey, do you think that's reasonable?
I do.
Okay, so you want Arlena to be the one to decipher to figure out how to reverse it, and you want Thalia to do the assist.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I will have I'm going to have this work. So it's going to be a d20 roll. It's going to be at advantage. And it is going to be based on intelligence. So go ahead and would you like now I could roll it since they're both NPCs if you wish. Or you guys
I think that
roll
would be good. Yeah.
it. Okay.
We can preserve the mystery. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have
Now your options are as follows. I roll the 2 giant dice, or I roll these 2 smaller dice that are both purple.
I like the white and black, to be honest.
Okay. Well, easy enough. 5 and a 7, and that's a very good roll. I shouldn't have told you that. I guess you wanted to keep the mystery. My bad.
That's fine.
Um,
I mean, part of the mystery is not knowing what they actually rolled until you said it.
yeah, but I shouldn't have told you. I should have let it go. But maybe I should roll it again.
Yeah.
Who's for it? Who wants me to roll again so the mystery is preserved?
I give this up to democracy.
What do you guys say? Roll again?
Do it.
Do it? All right.
Be mysterious.
All right. So you hand your rune copies to Arlena and Thalia, and they get to work on trying to decipher these runes, trying to figure out what they do, how they work, and trying to figure out how they might be able to invert them so that for like the negative version of these runes. After about, and it's quite a bit of arduous work. It actually takes them the full day. And you keep coming back to them, and you're like, "How's it going?" And they keep shushing me like, "We're working on it. Please have patience. We'll let you know when we're done." You know, that sort of interaction. You know, you guys keep checking in. You bring them some food. It bleeds into the next day, in fact, and eventually, at the very end of the second day, they return with a parchment inscribed with what they think is the reversal of this runic pattern would be. And it's a very similar layout in terms of where these circle patterns. There's actually 5 little circle. So it's a pentagram sort of shape. And inside of the pentagram, there's a one central little hub circle, but there's the 5 spokes to the 5 corners of the pentagram, or pentagon. It is a pentagon, not a pentagram. Different things.
Was the original a pentagram?
No, it's just another pentagon shape.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it had a
So
circle.
it would be kind of interesting if the inversion of the pentagram is a pentagon.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Yeah, it would be. But no, it's just another pentagon shape. And so now it's flipped. So whereas the original pentagon would have been pointing up, and it's a regular pentagon, mind you, so all sides are the same, and there's a circle surrounding it. The inversion, however, is basically an upside down version of it in terms of its orientation. And they seem to have, instead of having a circle surrounding it, it appears that they've organized it into a larger diagram where there is a circle surrounding it, but basically that the main pentagon is like embedded in uh, a larger pentagon, so like it's uh, still adjacent to it, but it's like flipped, but a slightly bigger one that's rotated slightly, and then the bigger circle around it, uh, around that bigger one. But then within the main pentagon, there's the same central design, a circular pattern with some scribbles in it, and then branching out into the spokes along the edges of the pentagon is are 5 smaller other designs of. It actually looks like they've designed something that looks like a mixture of arcane and divine design philosophies. A small mixture. It's mostly in the divine realm, but you can see that there seems to be little touches here and there that were that appear to be unlike the divine main process, the main divine element. And
I kind of want to learn how this works. So I am going to ask them to show their working. I just want to judge how confident they are in this, but also I want to see how this works so I can kind of get a feel for it, feel for what they've done. Like, you don't have to explain, but like I guess this just kind of happens.
Yeah, well, the gist of the explanation for what they did was that they followed the main design principle. They tried to reverse engineer the designs. Part of it, the reason for the inclusion of the arcane elements was, according to them, due to the fact that it appears that there was a mixture of summoning magic and of true summoning conjuration magic and necromantic type magic involved. So this original incantation, whatever it was primarily divine in nature, but it does seem to have also featured a few weird elements that you wouldn't find in a normal pure divine ritual. And it appears that those elements were meant as a stabilizing force in some sense. That's the only real hint they got. They're almost separate from the main design. In fact, when you press them on this, they say, well, the design seems to have worked without the presence of those, would seem to have been purely coherent without these arcane elements. However, they appear to have been there as some sort of additional energy source for this orb you mentioned. So we think, or at least Thalia thinks, that this orb may not have had divine origins. It may have been more developed by some sort of by someone who had more knowledge of the arcane, like a magic user or a necromancer of some sort, something like that. It was just a small touch, but it was there. So they had to kind of finesse it into this slightly unorthodox method to counter it. And so Thalia does mention to you that this does mean that we may need to find some way to something to attach this ritual to if it is to be sustained. The other option, however, and they pull it out, is we could try it without the elements of the arcane. And she shows you a second design that we're somewhat less confident will work, but it doesn't have those arcane elements. It's possible it will work. Maybe the only reason those arcane elements were there is because of this orb. And if that's the case, if that really is the case, then we probably don't want to use the arcane design.
I'm taking notes about the entirety of this, by the way.
Understood.
Because I'm basically going to take this as like homework and review it later.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Now, if any of you would like to comment on our thoughts here, which one would you think would be the one we should go with?
You don't want to ask me. I think I would probably go with the one. Hey, that one looks coolest.
In my opinion, I would say stick with the purely divine.
Like,
Right. And at this
I-
point, Winthrop says, I dare say I agree. I would not want to mess with it if the design is purely coherent without the arcane design. And Thalia goes, fair enough. Just saying.
It is good that you've done this. It is quite intriguing, I must say.
We also don't know.
This blend
what-
of divine and arcane. I haven't particularly seen this before. Actually, that's not true. I might have actually. Drow, but this is these are techniques I have not seen in a long time.
Well, we haven't seen them ever. I'd be curious to hear about your experiences with this, says Thalia. But anyway, we'll go with the divine design. That seems fine to me. At least it won't. It's likely to. I suppose that's less likely to explode. But then that's where that ends. So you have a runic design that you can work with. The second one is how do you get it into the ground and where are you putting it? How are you using it? Are you going to make what are you going to do? How is this design going to be implemented? Who do you want to be? Who is being tasked with this? You have 3 more people.
Winthrop will probably make the most sense, considering he is the druid here. He would probably have the most understanding of how to embed magic into the land, how to properly synergize it, I guess, with natural world and some such.
Yep.
Hippie bullshit.
Okay. Well, my first instinct would be to, frankly, I'd like to put it around the entire marsh. That could take quite a while, though. I suppose it might be worth attempting a smaller scale one based simply around the center. Perhaps as large as that central island over there, which is where you see the biggest mushroom originally that was there, fallen over, as well as all the 5 smaller yet still large mushrooms that were growing in that region as well. Seems a fair choice. I suppose I'll go ahead and take this design and see if I can't engrave it into the ground somehow. And so again, this takes quite some time. He appears to be trying to. He first enlists the aid of Valis and Nina, Orion, and who's the other guy? Varel. And he has them basically help him in removing the mushrooms from the surface. Basically cutting them out of the way.
Can I get gloves? I don't want to touch the mushroom. Can I get gloves?
He hands you.
Yep.
He doesn't have any hobbit-sized gloves, it appears.
It's fine.
My gloves would be
Oversized
way
is
too
fine.
big for you, so I can't exactly give you mine either.
But he lends you some gloves. Well, Varel gives you a pair of spare gauntlets that he's not wearing, like armored gauntlets.
Wait a minute. Varus, you're a rogue. Shouldn't you have gloves anyway to hide your fingerprints?
I guess. Yeah, I guess. But like biohazard gloves, like industrial
I
grade.
mean, biohazard gloves aren't really a thing in a medieval fantasy world. They're just
Ryan
normal
chimes in,
gloves.
well, there
Right.
was this
In a-
one time I was in this weird land of pirates where there was a bunch of weirdly powerful medical technology, even though they also only used snails to talk to each other.
Hmm.
I'm joking, that doesn't happen.
Very odd.
But anyway.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't get that reference.
Sounds like a terrible fantasy story. Full of plot holes and conveniences.
Anyway, thank you for the layers of protection.
Right. And of course, Nina has gloves of her own. And Orion does too. But mostly, it takes you basically all day for. It takes them about 3 days to remove all of the. A full day to remove all of the mushrooms, followed by an additional 2 days for Winthrop to eventually bring this design into formation. And what he appears to do first is he seems he actually enlists the aid of Thalia for this segment because he actually has to seemingly scorch the earth, get rid of all water on the that's been pooling up here, especially after that rainstorm. So basically, she casts
because it's gonna it's gonna scudge up the ground and prevent the runes from sticking.
Exactly. So he has her cast like a couple fireballs to sort of glass the area first. Then after that, he appears to find a very large stick, and that's when he starts engraving it. And then he brings Thalia back again to basically burning hands the entire area to turn all the mud into very nearly like a clay. So it almost becomes hardened into a rock. Like she does this. He uses some of his magic to sort of shape earth into a certain form, basically to bring this runic design pattern into the earth itself. So it's hard to remove. It's not perfect. It's still essentially hardened dirt, but it appears to at least be somewhat resistant to the presence of moisture as he tests with a little bit of a little create water near the end. So it does seem to work out in that sense. So the runic pattern is now present. He then talks to the group and goes, I overheard you talking a few days ago, in fact, about some nymph hairs you've possessed.
Yes.
Do you think those might aid in bringing the...
We did not hurt any nymphs.
Bringing light
We did not hurt any
into
nymphs, honest.
I believe you. Into...
Do not believe him.
Would you like to try and bring them into the design at all, the runic design? I wonder if they might
I think it would
add
be
potency.
I think it might be useful, yes.
All right. Well, if we're to do this, I will need about 10 hairs that I will sew into appropriate locations. And as you may guess, this means he's probably putting it on the corners of all the pentagons.
Yes. I'm completely fine with this. We are probably, well, at least I will be going back to the nymph after this is done, if this works. So there is a chance we might be able to get more hairs after this is done. So I think a sacrifice of 10 is reasonable.
Well, fair enough.
I'm talking to the rest of the group.
Yes, reasonable. Well, I think total we had like 50, right?
We have 50. Yeah. 14. Actually, we have like 47 because I have a few nymph hairs for my.
You also donated
symmetry
like
mode.
a couple or something to the potion man.
Oh, yeah. So 45. So we'll have 35 after this.
All right, so he then goes and he buries the hairs a little bit into the dirt. In those, he seems to tie them up into little knots and almost plant them like seeds in the spokes of the pentagons. And that's phase 2 apparently completed.
Apparently.
Well, you don't know how successful it is.
Yeah, this is actually quite a bit more tense.
And I guess now is the part where you have to try and activate it. So who among you wishes to attempt the chant? And the vocal components and, the ritual elements of it. It will technically involve all of you, but one of you needs to do the chant.
So we've already used Thalia and was it Ariel? I can't remember.
Arlena.
Arlena.
The only two people left
Winthrop
are Jeffrey and Duma.
Yeah. We can't work together on this, can we?
No, this is one roll
Since
per
we're
person.
okay. So sustainment is final one. Okay. I think I will focus on sustainment. Joffrey, do you think you could handle the chance?
We'll do what I can.
Because again, Joffrey is a higher level cleric than I am, so I think he should handle the chance rather than me. I can effectively be the backup singer here.
Are you gonna make us roleplay the chants or no?
Give me a moment.
Eru Iluvatar and his Valar.
Okay. Sorry, would you ask me?
Yeah. What was that, Wolves?
What was that?
I believe I said, "What are you wearing, sexy legs?"
Oh, I see.
What I said was, "Are we role playing the chanting or not?"
Oh,
I don't have anything.
If you wish, you certainly may. Unga, 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 chaka.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside me.
I thought it was ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah.
Ching, ching, blah, bang, bang.
Yes.
All right. So which one
I'm
of
just
you
going to be singing.
is doing the chant?
I'll be taking the main chant.
All right. So you will roll a d20.
Singing the sustainment.
And actually, here, no, you won't be rolling a d20. I will need you to inform me of your wisdom and charisma scores, and I will need you to roll percentile. But first, tell me those two things.
Okay. Let me grab my. Wisdom is 16, charisma is 13.
Okay, good to know.
Clackety clackety. 19.
19. Okay. So as you begin the chant, and everyone else is here, so basically you stand in the center of this thing and you close your eyes and you grip your holy symbol, and Winthrop, Arlena, Duma, and even Thalia. Actually, no, just the three other divine casters get involved, and they grip their holy symbols and murmur alongside you. You all see Valis and Orion and everyone else who's not involved all watches as the runes begin to gently glow. The 10 spokes of the pentagram light up with a green but beautiful light. So not like a sickly green, like a pleasant, warm green. After about an hour of this chanting, you see this island appears to begin to grow a little bit of grass. It's bright green. It's not much, but it's there. And when you stop chanting, unfortunately, you do see that does start to slowly decay again over the course of a day.
Okay. Was there anything that happened to the mushrooms?
They were already removed from the location.
Oh, okay. So
Well,
that was able
okay,
to overpower.
there was underground bits of the mushroom, so I suppose if you were paying attention to those, they quickly blackened. Like, they were already dying and decaying, and then they quickly just turned to mush and dirt.
So
And they
Arteria is solid.
This is good.
And they almost became...
Joseph.
They almost looked like just part of the earth now. What'd you say, Walls?
So Arteria is good. We just need a stronger source of divine energy.
You need some form of sustainment, yes. However, instantly, after this is at the end of the day, when moonlight shines over the land, one of you, we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Duma, an appropriate, appropriate, I might add.
Yes.
The moonlight is shining down. It's a bright full moon shining through the cloud. It's actually a cloudy night, but a fairly cloudy night. But at one point, the moon peeks through the clouds. A bright moonbeam shines down dead center on this island that you guys have started to revitalize a little bit. and you almost catch a glimpse of what appears to be a what's the word I'm looking for? Like, for a brief second, you almost think you see the nymph from the grove in the north. And then as soon as the and she appears to be singing, and as soon as the moon gets blocked by another cloud, the image disappears.
I release my breath. Because I probably would have been holding my breath. I
I honestly kind of want to think that's a good ending to today's session.
Yep.
So I think we'll end it there. But
Dun, dun,
Alright.
dun.
good work, everybody.
Thank you, Internet.
Thank you for watching Living
Hey,
in Stug's Walls.
round of applause for Duma and Drakus for leading us through all that. That was great.
That was excellent.
Thank you.
Very good job. Everyone gets 200 experience, obviously, as usual. I think I'm gonna give Duma a little extra something, but I'm not sure what yet. So stay
Concur.
tuned.
I concur.
Cool.
I hope that was at least interesting, if not wholly fun for you, Valis, and Equin and Walls.
I enjoyed it.
I know it wasn't action-packed or anything, but
Not everything needs
Sorry
to
for
be
taking
combat.
up so much of the episode.
well,
Sometimes
action-packed.
it's good
By
to-
action-packed, I just mean like things seem to be moving, and I don't know.
Working a puzzle is important.
This is true.
And if we can purify the land, that means this can be used for hunting and agriculture, which increases gross economic output for the well-being. Whereas the poison land destroys productive assets, including people, and is thus terrible.
I just realized-
Every problem in the universe that we deal with is economic in nature.
It is. It's true.
Now you get it. Now I just need to give you more literature.
The gods are economic in
Well-
nature.
We'll convert you.
Yeah, which is why the socialists are
Wrong about everything.
Atheist.
Why
Anti-
everything
yeah.
they touch
dangerous,
dies.
dangerously
Yeah.
mistaken about how everything works. Yeah.
I just realized Orion's looking at the sky, right? So he would have seen the moonlight. He would have seen the moonbeam.
He was looking at Nina's
He-
ass for a good portion of today's session.
Yeah. 50% sky. 50%,
Yeah. It was about
50%
50-50.
sky, 50% ass.
Basically, he was looking at her ass, and every time she turned around, he was suddenly looking at the sky.
Yeah, that's
No,
exactly
No. He was looking at her ass, and suddenly, every time she turned around, he was looking at her.
Exactly. Are we still live?
Yes.